What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the top 100 saddest anime deaths ever created. We're gonna continue where we left off. I did a save. I don't think I've shown this chapter introduction yet, so we'll do that first. And then we'll probably do some exploring depending on what we feel like doing, but I wonder if Gerald's diary is up there for us to read. We'll see.
Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells.
Jeez.
Long ago, the guardian Saros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Saros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
Even this part is coming together better now. I'm like more excited for this game than I've been even since released. Like, I just want to know how it continues and how it ends, man. I don't even care if we're gonna pick it apart later and like find all the flaws and unanswered plot threads. I'm just really like enjoying engaging with the game right now, and that's cool. That works for me. Maybe it's just because I want a new Fire Emblem for ages. Maybe it's that. Oh look, gold. And here we talk to Rhea again, I guess.
Day 5 of the Garland Moon, year 1157. Clear skies. I picked some flowers for her and returned home. The look of joy on her face at the sight of these flowers will be even more beautiful than the flowers themselves. Yeesh, that is enough. His entries from before your birth are full of such romantic blatherings as that. Oh.
Rude.
It must be deeply moving you to hear such things, but now is not the time for whimsy. Someone is here. You do not wish for them to see you in this state, so pull yourself together.
I thought I might find you here, Teach. Not the type to wallow in solitude, huh? That's a relief, let me tell you. So, what were you reading? Is that Gerald's?
Diary. Love letter. Diary. Whatever.
So it is. Hey, maybe this has some entries from when Gerald left the monastery. Is that so? He was the captain of the Knights, but something made him leave the monastery in a hurry. If it has something to do with your birth, knowing what happened may get us closer to knowing what secrets the church is hiding. Teach, would you mind letting me read that diary? I know how important it is to you, but I'm not asking lightly. Please allow me to borrow it.
Let me read it right here. I have a C support with Claude. I think maybe a C+, but the next one is timeline locked. So I'm hoping that it will unlock soon, because I'm curious what the next support is going to give us. And I'm thinking it might be related to the events that just happened. Can we borrow it? I can't. I'm going to let him do it.
I'm forever in your debt, Teach. If you'd refused, I would have had to sneak in here in the dead of night. I wasn't looking forward to the prospect. Anyhow, let me fill you in on what's been going on lately, and not just as thanks for pointing me to that diary. Rhea dispatched the Knights to various locations in a frantic search for the enemy. There's a rumor that she's already secured some information. Something big is going to happen soon.
I want it.
That has me wondering, if you find out where the enemy is, what will you do about it? If you ask, No, scratch that. All of us students would gladly lend a hand, even if that means going against Rhea's wishes. Don't forget it. Now go. Everyone's worried about you. You'd better show them you're in good spirits.
That's gonna work well.
Thank you, you saved me.
Oh jeez. Villains.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim.
I will say I know who the guy on the right is. I'm pretty sure.
I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Still think this guy looks like Gerald, but we haven't seen him before. So odd. I hope it's just a coincidence, because he just saved Kronya. Yeah, that's her name. That's Perry Girl, right?
Oh, of course.
I am always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done.
Right there, come on.
You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods.
Wait, what?
Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
Okay, so he created him? That's related to what I think it is, and that's very weird.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind. Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Duska and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Well, some infighting amongst the villains. Happens to the best of us. Not a great time, but hey, whatever. I'll show it. Because it's timeline locked,
Hey,
so it's gotta be
Professor.
interesting.
Got a minute? Look, I'm sorry I snapped at you. I didn't mean to lose my temper. I was rude to you. I should have known better.
It's alright.
Huh, I thought you might say that. In that way, you're just like Captain Gerald. You accept other people. You don't let petty details get under your skin.
How do you know my dad?
Well, when I was a kid, I kind of latched onto him. I've been calling myself his apprentice ever since. He spent some time in the village I grew up in. Actually, you weren't with him back then. Why not?
We don't know. I don't remember.
Huh. Maybe he left you with a relative or something. Anyway, back then, Gerald's job was to deal with poachers. Well, they were bandits, but we called them poachers. Nobody in the village could stand up to them. But your dad, he took them on like it was nothing. I was so impressed. All I could think was how amazing mercenaries were. I'd lived in that tiny village my whole life, so to me, Captain Gerald was nothing short of a legend. So I went right up to him and I told him I was going to be his apprentice. He didn't stick around long after that, but he did teach me a lot while he was with us. Tactics, strategy, training routines, it was all so new and exciting. So after he left, I kept at it, kept training, just like he taught me.
I'm glad you got to see him again.
Me too. I always planned to meet him again once I became a top-tier mercenary. But I'm just glad I got to see him, to thank him properly and all. I've spent my whole life working to become a great mercenary like your father. There were so many times when I wanted to ask his advice, but I couldn't. I just had to make do. That's how I've made it this far. Just hard work, all on my own. But then you come along. And it's like you don't appreciate Captain Gerald at all, or how lucky you were to have him around your whole life. No, it still really bothers me. You might be his kid, but I'm still his best apprentice. Got it?
That got to do with anything, to be honest. I get the ungratefulness, but hey. Who cares who's best? Anyway, a nice motivation increase there. I mean, I guess he's now more motivated to wreck Beleth. Ingrid's birthday. Well, have some flowers.
Thank you.
Not in the mood for tea party. Oh, it actually looks sad in this. And there's sad music too. That's great. Wait, can I explore? I can, right? I can. I'm pretty sure I can. All right. So I am just going to explore, I think. First of the Guardian moon. Oh, it's January, so it's the 4th of the first month of the year. Another time skip is like not very far away. I know that much. But let's explore first. Check out what Sothis has to say.
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you.
Thank you.
Well, it would be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
That's a very different attitude from what she had. Wait. Oh. Okay. So we have a quest. Look for his belongings. I guess that's in his quarters, so we'll go there, I guess. So wait, it's a night hall. We're also supposed to go there. Let's go here first. I will probably end up doing some things off screen, but let's see. Hey, what's this guy got to say?
Trained with Gerald just the other day. Why? Why did he have to go and die? It's too awful. He didn't deserve it.
Okay, talk to this guy.
Do you have time for a request?
Wow, what a very, very important quest right now. Definitely not going to do that one. I enjoy Paralogs way more. Alright, let's go up here and talk to some chaps. Very fitting music. I am still not entirely sure how I feel about that death, because it was very heavily telegraphed, but it somehow still kind of hit me somewhere. I guess it might be just the music manipulating me, kind of. Okay, this is a big super thing. Oh, there we go. This is just what we needed, right? More fishing stuff. Wait, so this is here too? Alright, because we're going to search with her, right?
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
Check it out. Oh, that's the ring. That's the ring that we're getting.
That ring!
Now we can marry Petra.
I've seen it before. Ah, I know. Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall?
Certainly.
He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
Okay, so maybe that unlocks the S support, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that being like the biggest inheritance from Gerald. I've never cared for F supports before, but kind of cool, I guess, because a lot of what we know about Gerald's character was about what he felt for Left's mom. I am still curious how that worked. Like, who was his mom anyway? See if we can find out. Rhea's through here, right? Yeah, there we go. Let's talk to Rhea.
Excuse me, Professor. How are you holding up? I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart. I lost my mother some time ago. It was... Forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain, as if it were brand new.
Sorry, just taking a look at Bella's face while he's doing this.
Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
Okay, not a whole lot of new stuff. I'd say that she lost her mother. I'm going to guess that's important somehow. But as I was saying, Gerald's death, I don't think it's gonna like be as remembered as a memorable death compared to some other Fire Emblem deaths that have been done a little better in my opinion. But the music is still very good that accompanies this whole exploration scene. Like the whole mood is in it. It kind of reminds me of Emerin and her death in Awakening. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry. That was okay. Also didn't hold up for me because Awakening was not my first game, so I was kind of skeptical when playing that whole game all the time. That makes sense. There was a death in Fire Emblem that ever made me like go like, hot damn. It's probably Quan and Ethlin. Actually, I should stop talking about deaths in Fire Emblem. There's a lot of new players like watching these kind of Let's Plays, so. But I will say that one was the one that affected me the most, besides a couple of others in that same game. Let's talk about this guy.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter. Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
Not that big of a mystery, honestly, because considering he just seems to be able to do things with his dark magic that haven't really been explained properly. So, not as intriguing to me as it is to Saddest, which is kind of a dissonance here. I do like... Oh, different. For this to have any real impact, I would have to know more about Tomas or Solon or both. But the fact that we kind of don't really know either of these characters kind of makes it a null and void thing. And that's what makes the transformation in that earlier chapter even worse in my opinion than just the fact that he's like a monologuing villain. So that's why I didn't like the Tomas Solon thing very much. I'm hoping there will be more to Tomas that we see in the future, but I'm not having very high hopes here. Perry Girl, kind of the same deal. It was pretty obvious something was up when she just returned from her disappearance, and we never really got to hear anything about it. Never really got to talk to that girl either. We never really knew anything. Everything that was said to us was just told to us by someone else. So again, not a very big betrayal or anything. And I mean, kind of had an evil luck about her. Anyway, I'm gonna do some faculty training, get some flying level here.
Practice yields results.
Dude. Good job, Blythe. Keep working it. Okay, while we're here, I guess I'll talk to these other people. Is anyone else I want to talk to? There's a support open somewhere. Don't really care to read it right now, unless it's Claude, actually. Let me check that in the menu, because if it's Claude, I'm gonna read it on screen. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Claude now. I think it's here. I'll talk to him in person. I'm gonna support him. I think that's the order I want to go in. Unless it pops up first. Let's see, it should be around here somewhere. Locate him. He's right there. So I don't think I can do that. I think I just have to straight up unlock the support. Down here, right? Is that where I first met him? Is where he's at?
Professor?
No, that's Sylvain. Yeah. Felix. Claude, where you at? There he is. Can I see him from a distance? I wonder. Okay, there we go.
Teach.
Alright, Claude support.
Hey, Teach. Do you believe in gods? I don't necessarily mean the goddess of the Saros religion, just gods in general. Do you believe that incredible beings who control the fates of all really exist?
I do not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I never used to believe in that sort of thing either. I've always hated the idea of praying to a god. After all, you can only really rely on yourself. I still believe that. You can't win a war by leaving your fate in the hands of a god. Only tangible facts can really decide a war. Which side has the most troops, the best tactics, the better organization and planning. Of course, miracles can happen, and by that, I mean things that are completely outside of your control.
God, I'm gonna listen to the music for hours later.
Things that only seem to add up if you believe in the concept of fate. Things like, well, like meeting you, for example.
What do you mean?
You just seem sort of impossible. I think everyone would agree with that. You can wield the sword of the Creator, you're a tactical genius, and you have this strange ability to earn the trust of anyone you cross paths with. Before I met you, I never imagined that it was possible for someone like you to exist. And yet, now that I know you, your presence in my life has quickly become invaluable. In fact, it's hard to imagine making my dreams come true without your help. Because of that, I can't believe for a second that our meeting was just a coincidence. That means it must have been fate. Maybe it was a miracle. Or maybe some god empathized with me in my dreams.
God?
Again, I don't mean the goddess of Fodlan, though I suppose it may be hard for you to grasp what I'm talking about. People all over the world have different ideas about who or what the gods are, right? Even in distant lands across the ocean or over the mountains. They have gods who see the world as a whole, who don't care about Fodlan's borders, who don't meddle in our affairs, who don't grant life or take it away. And maybe, sometimes, they'll make a miracle happen. A god like that, that's the sort of god I think I could believe in.
Think I understand? Go with that one.
Careful, Teach. You'll anger the followers of Saros if you say things like that. I'm just speaking my mind, that's all. I think people should be free to believe in whatever gods they want. If a person believes in a god and that god becomes a support system for them, that's a good thing. That's what a god should be.
I'm very happy that Claude is not just a checkmate Christians guy, or like a guy that just like anti-god kind of thing. He's more like live and let live, if that makes sense. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to him to believe in a god the way that this Church of Zeros does, but he doesn't seem intolerant or anything. That's kind of cool. Didn't expect that kind of nuance. Because his bio at first was like relying on gods is like something I dislike.
Anyway, maybe I've overstepped a bit.
It doesn't matter.
I knew you'd understand. In any case, let's keep this conversation between the two of us, yeah?
Very smooth, Claude. Very smooth. Right. Got that fixed up with. Let's see if there's anyone else we really want to talk to right now. Because we did Saddest, Rhea. I guess like almost any of the Golden Deer would be important to talk to. I see a hidden item over there. Let's talk to him.
There is no one here who has not heard tales of Geralt's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss. I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
He's so loyal. Good guy, Lorenz. Sorry, excuse me. Thank you. Hilda?
Professor, people are saying horrible things about Marianne. They're saying she's friends with the bad guys. If I hear someone say that, I'll...
Leave it alone, Hilda. It doesn't matter.
We'll defeat the bad guys. We'll show them.
That would be the quickest way to resolve this. Come on, Marianne. Let's give it our all.
I don't know what that was all about. Because Marianne is just friends with the religious people, I guess. Well, you couldn't even call it friends. Marianne is just a very scared girl with a religion. Let's put it this way. I can see what he still needs to talk to. There's a lot of Golden Deer to talk to right now. We're a big family now. No one here. Oh, there's Claude again.
Hi, Teach. I see the storm in your eyes has passed. You're looking much better. I've been reading Geralt's diary. The baby he mentions. That's you, isn't it? I can't understand about half of what's written here, but Geralt really cherished you. That much is clear.
Right.
Professor?
Felix.
Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But well, I'm glad to see you out in the world again. It seems this month will be a quiet one around here. There aren't many knights around to liven things up.
Most of the knights are gone, seeking out the enemy.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's important, but is it a good idea to neglect the safety of the monastery?
What do you think, Professor?
Oh, do you get a bunch of choices like this?
I agree. We can send some knights after our enemies, but so many? It makes the church seem reckless.
I really am a fan of these dual conversations where you get to make a choice, and then assuming that's how it works, one of them will get like a support up if you choose their option, but it's more like subtle. Kind of cool.
Professor? Do you think we'll still be able to graduate? If dangerous things keep happening around here, who even knows? I'm worried. I hope that all the students and professors will be there to celebrate at the graduation ceremony.
I don't know why you're worried about things like that. I think there's something bigger going on. That might just be me. I'm just gonna talk to the students, especially the Golden Deer, for the rest of the episode. Need to have a lot of stuff to say.
Professor, you gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible.
He's dealt with this. He's dealt with the death of his dad, so he seems very. He should be very relatable to this
That's
here.
how I got through
There we
when I
go.
lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
I'm not even close to being strong enough. I mean, Geralt was so much stronger than me, but even he... That's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
I like Casper. The voice actor for especially for the first couple lines, it was amazing. The rest was like, it's really hard to play that like that, so can't blame him for not getting it entirely perfectly. But the first couple lines were amazing. Okay, Dimitri.
I'm so sorry about what happened to Gerald. No, of course my sorrow is nothing compared to yours. The knights are even now searching for our enemy's whereabouts. They are to report back the moment they find something. If you desire revenge, Professor, you can count me in.
These are the more subtle ways to show that Dimitri has like inner darkness in him. This is good. Even if this game writing isn't ideal, or like even if the story isn't ideal, the writing is sometimes at times it's like perfect. Not always, but has its good moments. Go right here. The golden deer hanging around here. Hey. Sorry, I'm bad at this. There we go, Dorothea.
I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage. But when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say. But I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have been very proud to have you as his child.
Okay, so I do find the avatar sucking up kind of thing is kind of annoying in these kind of cases, because imagine if for a moment that Boleth was not an avatar, but he was an actual character in the game, and he was not portrayed as you, but just another character that could just... I mean, he doesn't have to be like talk or anything. They just had to make him less like you. I don't know how you would do that, because it's kind of tricky. But imagine for a second that he's just a more quiet character. That has the character traits of Boleth, but he's not so obviously a self-insert. I think that would make this more impactful, because then it would be other characters praising just another character. And you wouldn't constantly be nagging like, yeah, this is character sucking up to the player. Because if you think of it like that, if you don't think of Boleth as you, but just another character, I feel like this gets a lot better.
I'm sure you will pull through this, because you're so strong, Professor. Best to stay calm during such tumultuous and upsetting times. We don't know the nature of our enemies. If we underestimate them, anything could happen.
Should be careful. Don't defeat them. Should be careful.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to lose you too, Professor.
But if there's conversations where both options will give you a hard up, that would also make a lot of sense. I really wish they told you when there was something on the line in these conversations. Who am I talking to here? Bro. Oh, it's just another student. I don't care about those. About golden deers and maybe like other random students. Letter to cloak. This is a mood, alright. There we go.
I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried. Oh, Professor, you must be starving. Mercy and I made some sweets for you. We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Thank you for the thought.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Okay. Ferdinand is here with Petra.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it. All I said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can. You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
You were already told. I am learning here, from the Academy. What are you thinking, Professor? I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
Okay, I need to check my supports with Petra. We're at B right now. I don't think our timeline locked.
You are some.
Wait.
No.
Shut up. Hold on. Okay, S is open, actually. But only open with her. I think. Okay, no, it's open with all the girls from my house. And Flame, apparently. Okay, I don't know. Not even gonna go there. Go there. Edelgard.
Professor? What happened to Gerald? It's terrible. If there's anything I can do, simply ask.
Even if what you desire is revenge, I'll gladly lend you my power. We can't let them get away with this.
I want to take her up on her offer so bad. I kind of give you items to join me. Let's see, who else we want to talk to? Who's here? Leonie, perfect. Talk to her. Item. Item here. Where you at? There you go.
Captain Gerald's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't. I can't believe.
Jesus Christ, they put their heart into this one.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Professor, it is a shame what happened to Gerald. I am sorry. There are no words. Leave some flowers on his grave for me.
This guy never has any words to begin with, but damn. Hot damn. I'll do this now, I guess. Get some flowers. Add some new flowers. Wait, I said flowers. Do said flowers, so we gotta do flowers. He said flowers, goddammit. Yeah, we're already at 31 minutes. Is there anyone I have to talk to yet?
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
A couple more students up here I want to talk to. Bernadetta and Linhart. Then go to the rest off screen.
Hi. Professor, I brought some flowers for Gerald.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Professor?
Interesting. I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former.
That's unexpected.
Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so... There you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
At a time like this, it's Linhart of all people who starts cracking bolts. Of all people. I expected him to be like, I'm gonna sleep through this or whatever. No one was really gimmicky for this kind of thing. I appreciate that so much.
Not just Tomas, but Monica, too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we? Who are these people, really? What do they want?
Really?
Really? Alright, last guy I'm gonna talk to, I think. Because I think I've done pretty much everyone now. Besides, like, the white NPCs.
Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood, receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me. I pray that Gerald is happy in the next world.
That's a good one to end it with. Well, guys, F in the comments for Gerald, and I'll do this next bit off screen. And I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully with a more cheerful episode. Peace.